Hello everybody. So welcome back if you're here. Hi. Hello everybody. So we're going to look at some vocabulary. It's a kind of quiz, but we'll try and do it all together, talking. Hello Amar.
Hi.
Hi there.
How are you today?
I'm fine, thanks. I'm waiting for spring to start, but it's not really getting started yet. Hopefully it will start soon. It's a bit cool still for this time of year. Not very warm. Where are you from?
I'm from Saudi Arabia.
And so you don't really have any cold weather at all, do you? Ever? In the whole year?
No, we have a cold. If the cold come, it's very cold. If the heat come, it's very heat.
Yeah. I know this from Hungary. I lived in Hungary and we had this kind of problem. Well, problem. For me it's a problem. Extreme weather. Very cold, -20, and then very hot, 42, 43. Well, maybe that your heat is more. How hot does it get?
Maybe 45, 47. And today is maybe hot. Tomorrow is cold. Maybe after that is between.
Yeah.
Change very quickly.
Well, let me ask you some questions then. Actually, you might know the answer to this one because it comes from Arabia. So, it's a question for you. I'll ask you the question, and if you don't know the answer, I'll give you a multiple choice. All right?
Okay.
So, it's about popular stories. You know which story it will be, don't you? Maybe. Well, let's see. In the popular story, what appears when Aladdin rubs his magic lamp?
I'm sorry, I didn't get that.
Let me ask you again, and then if you don't know, I'll give you the questions choices, because there are 4 possible choices. So it's about a popular story, and I want you to tell me what appears when Aladdin. You know Aladdin?
Aladdin?
Aladdin, yes. He is a boy. Can you tell me about Aladdin?
Can you
In English, his name is Aladdin. Do you know this boy?
No.
Aladdin.
Can you
In English, his name is A-L-A. Helder, you've got your Verbling chat room page open. This boy? So close it, please.
No.
Aladdin. Can you in English? Helder, you've got to close your Verbling page.
Aladdin is an Arabic boy.
Yes,
From the story.
From the story.
Yeah.
Yes. And can you tell me anything about what he did?
Oh yeah, we call it in Arabic Ala ad-Din.
Okay, but we say that we pronounce it like Aladdin in English. Aladdin, yes, Aladdin, yes. So now you know the boy. So your question was, in the popular story, what appears when Aladdin rubbed? You know this word rub?
Yep. Rob, it's to steal something.
No, that's rob. Can you write rub? Rub up the wrong way. Did I get out of bed the wrong side? Did I get out of the wrong side of the bed this morning? Why are you in such a bad mood? Oh no, somebody just rubbed me up the wrong way. Rub.
Flip me.
Rub-a-dub-dub. Hazel, rub, yes. Rub. Nikita, you've got some kind of noise behind you. I don't know what that is. You have to just keep muting and unmuting. So when
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So what's the answer then, folks? We've got what appears when Aladdin rubs his magic lamp. We've seen the answer, haven't we? I'm just waiting for
Genie.
Genie. Genie, yes. So now you've got £100. The millionaire quiz. We're going up for 200 now. But if you get one wrong, remember you've got to work together, because I'm going to ask you, are you sure? And then if you get the wrong answer, you go back to 0.
Oh.
So, next question is, what is the name of the Millennium Wheel situated on the River Thames in London? You can all help each other speak. It's not for anyone in particular, and then I'll ask you to tell me if that's your final answer. So what is the name of the Millennium Wheel situated on the River Thames in London? Speak to each other and put forward one final answer, because getting £1 million is really hard. Okay, you can have the option. You can have the options. Are you ready for the options?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
write the options down in the text for me, please. Option A is London Ear. Can you write that? London Ear. Ah, I see somebody's face got the right answer. And the number 2 is London Toe. Is it London Ear is A, London Toe, London Eye, or London Leg? Are you pulling my leg or not? Which is the right answer? What is the name of the Millennium Wheel situated on the River Thames in London?
London Eye, maybe.
Now I hear a maybe, so we've got to all we have to agree. Is it London Eye or not?
Yes.
Is that your final answer?
London Eye.
London Eye is correct. So you're on £200. It's yours in the bank. We're now going up to 300. Now, what is the triangular bandage that is tied to support an injured or broken arm called? Shall I give you the options, or can you just tell me the answer? I want the triangular bandage. Can you write that word, somebody? Bandage. Bandage. Bandage, that's it, Hazel, good. What is the triangular bandage that is tied to support an injured or broken arm? I'll give you the options. A tourniquet. Tourniquet, long word, tourniquet. B, a splint. C, a sling. Or D, a scaffold?
Sling.
So we've got sling mentioned. Who said sling?
The newcomer.
Just put my mouse over you there. Okay, so sling. Is it tourniquet, splint, sling, or scaffold? So, is that your final answer?
Are we working as a team?
Yes, you are. Yes.
Then no.
If you get it wrong, they'll all go, oh.
No, then no. It's not.
So check it out then, sling. Have a look in the dictionary. You can ask a friend. Your friend can be Mr. Google, that's fine. So, sling. What is a sling? I know there's a kind of slingshot, maybe David and Goliath, but
sling when you break your arm or your
well,
leg.
that sounds good then, doesn't it? It's the right answer. A sling.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
And a tourniquet and a splint, they're both used in a different way in medicine. What is a tourniquet?
Tourniquet. How do you spell it?
Tourniquet. A tourniquet. I've seen that on Casualty on TV. A tourniquet. What is it? When's it used? Maybe when somebody's bleeding very heavily.
Really?
So a sling
isn't tourniquet a thing in metro that allows you to pass the border? A machine, no?
Well, like some kind of pass card or something. I don't know that use of the word, but I know that in medicine it's used if, for example, somebody is bleeding very, very heavily.
Oh.
They might suffer from loss of blood.
So a device for stopping the flow of blood through the artery.
Yes.
Artery, sorry, typically by compressing a limb with a cord or tight bandage.
Yes, that's right. They tie the bandage and twist it tight so that it really grips you and stops the blood from flowing. So anyway, sling is the right answer. So that's £300. Now we're going up to 500 here. So, well, I could ask you this question. The next question is about the Premiership Football League. So I think you're going to be stuck. And that's good, though. I'm going to be very mean and ask you it because I think that you might go back to zero if you get it wrong. And I don't want to give $1 million away. So the question is this. Which football team plays its home matches at Stamford Bridge?
Chelsea.
Chelsea. How did you know that? Wow.
I know it.
Chelsea. So you're right up to £1,000 now already. Hey, I wonder if we can get all the way to $1 million. So this time, which 1979 film launched the international career of Mel Gibson? Has anyone heard of this guy, Mel Gibson?
Who hasn't?
So, yeah, well, maybe some people, but okay, there's a film back in 1979 that launched him. Was it Daft Dan, Silly Sam, Mad Max, or Potty Pat?
Oh, that must be Mad Max.
Mad
Max.
Mad Max. It was not Daft Dan, and it wasn't Silly Sam or Potty Patrick. It was Mad Max. That's right.
Mad Max.
Okay, so you've got 1,000.
All right.
Can you get 2,000 though? Sean Connery, he's another actor. He's Scottish, Sean Connery. Actually, Sean is spelt S-E-A-N in Sean Connery. But Shaun the Sheep from, oh, what's that called? Wallace and Gromit. Has anyone heard of Wallace and Gromit?
Yes, that was a really cool animation.
And yeah, but Shaun the Sheep has a funny name because his name is Sean, and it's the third form of the verb to shear, and that's quite a little joke. It's quite nice. But this Sean is S-E-A-N. Right, question is about Sean Connery. The film, The Hunt for Red. Is it The Hunt for Red August, September, October, or November?
You must be joking.
He's having a laugh. So what's the answer then?
What's
The
film?
October, of course.
October.
October.
Oh, that's too easy. But anyway, this 2,000 is nothing. It's only a fraction of $1 million. So 4,000 now. Here we go. Chile is bounded to the west by which ocean?
That is really good.
Pacific.
Chile is a
Pacific
country,
Ocean.
isn't it? What's the ocean?
Yes.
Yes, Chile is a country.
Pacific.
The Pacific. Hey, I'm gonna skip the easy ones from now on. Right. Okay. So £8,000.
Oh, well.
We all are one team.
Yeah, you're all together, working together, because I think that
Okay.
it takes too long, actually, when we do questions when we don't all speak. So just, if anyone has anything useful to say, then we can just speak together. If it gets a bit chaotic, then we'll change it a bit and say, do something different. But usually, if we get a good class, it's just like we just sat around the table. It works well. Okay, question for 8,000. Which of these is a race of North Europeans? Now, I have to give you the spelling and ask you to write them because there's 4 words. L-A-P-P-S is one. L-E-P-P-S, L-I-P-P-S or L-O-P-P-S? Is it L-A-P-P-S, L-E-P-P-S, L-I-P-P-S or L-O-P-P-S? North Europeans. So we've got all of those different spellings.
Could you repeat the question, please?
Yeah, so which of these is a race of North Europeans? Or a people from North Europe? So is it
Laponians.
L-A, yes, L-A, and it's got a double P.
P-P-S.
L-A double P. I didn't realise it had a double P, actually. Did you? L-A double P-S.
That's strange. I never heard of it.
Double P-S.
Laponia.
But here, according to this, it does. All right, then. Let's see if for a 16,000 then. Which war is depicted in the famous painting Guernica?
I know the painting is by Picasso. Let me think about.
Shall I give you the options?
Yes.
It could be A, World War I, or B, World War II, the Spanish Civil War, or the Napoleonic War.
Spanish Civil War.
It is the Spanish Civil War.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
Yeah, it is. That's great. So, hey, this could be straight into a million here. But they get tougher. They get tougher and they get tougher. So, can you handle it? Next one is £32,000. In a workplace with a closed shop, what must all employees belong to? If it's got a closed shop in your workplace.
What are our options?
Your options are A, the same social club, B, the same union, C, the same religion, or D, the same sex.
Same union.
So it's called a closed shop. Have a look what it says on Google if you like.
Yes, it says closed shop union.
And what exactly is it? Is it the same social club? That sounds like a bit of nonsense, doesn't it?
That is an interesting question. A closed shop is a form of union security agreement under which the employer agrees to hire union members only, and employees which must remain members of the union at all times in order to remain employed.
So the answer is the same union.
Union.
Right, so 64,000. In which Italian city is the famous Rialto Bridge?
Hello.
Is it Naples, Venice, Florence, or Milan?
How do you spell Rialto
Venice.
Bridge?
It's spelt R-I-A-L-T-O.
Rialto. Florence.
It's in Venice.
Which one are you going for? Florence or Venice, I heard?
I'd say it's Napoli.
No, Napoli. No way. Naples. Florence or
Naples.
Venice. No way, Naples. Florence or
There's
Venice.
not a lot
Let me
of water
think.
there, is there? So,
I think it's Venice.
But what is Rialto? What Rialto are we talking about?
It's
That's
a
the name of
bridge.
the bridge.
It's a bridge.
Bridge name.
It's a.
Hello.
Hello. So what is it? The answer, I wonder.
It's Venice.
It's Venice. It's
Venice.
Venice.
Venice is the correct one.
Yes, of course.
So the next one is a more difficult question. You see how you really can't do them now without Google because you need Google. When the going gets tough, the tough get going. No, when the going gets tough, the tough get Googling. Here we go. £125,000. What is the name of the corner of Hyde Park where people go to publicly air their opinions. They can stand on a box and start shouting out all kinds of stuff. But actually, recently there was a problem with it because there's some new laws passed about freedom of speech. Because in the past we had a lot of freedom of speech. You could say anything almost.
It calls speaking corner.
No, it calls speakers.
Is it speaking corner or is it
Speakers.
I'll give you the option. The first one is orator's corner. Orator is a kind of speaker, isn't it? Orator's corner. Second is speaker's corner. And the C, soapbox corner. Have you heard of soapboxes? Soapbox. Get on your soapbox is like stand up and speak to everybody. Or hecklers. What is heckling? Heckling.
Heckling.
A heckler's corner. What is a heckler?
Heckling is shouting to interrupt a speech with which you disagree.
Yeah, so if you're heckling, you're probably not really contributing that much. You're just shouting out things and trying to be a bit disruptive, really. So the answer is Speaker's Corner.
Yes, Speaker's Corner.
Thanks for the quiz. Bye-bye.
Bye. Yeah, see you.
Bye.
See you.
Bye.
Now, next one.
That guy is cool. Not so many guys in Russia play that game. That's nice.
Well, who knows about trampolines?
What to know about them?
Well, do you know anything you can do on a trampoline? Because there are some special words for moves on a trampoline. And I don't know any of these words because I don't bounce on the trampoline that much.
But can you glide on a trampoline?
Well, I don't know. But there's which of these is something that you cannot do on a trampoline? Which of the following is not a trampoline move? Wow, this is impossible, isn't it? A Barani, that's B-A-R-A-N-I. This is where I get my money back. B-A-R-A-N-I. A Walter, W-A-L-T-E-R. A Rudolph, what's that? I know, that's where you fall off and everyone says, oh dear. Baby Fliffus, well, this is impossible. So let me write them for you. And I really don't have a clue about this one, so I think they're out here. A Barani is one, a Rudolph,
Barani,
a Walter, or a Baby Fliffus. That sounds a bit strange. I'll go for that one as a guess.
Yeah, okay, Barani on trampoline does exist. You don't even have to check it. I think...
Well, Bruno, when you say why in England you write Leicester, you should say why do we write Leicester? But that's the spelling of it, Leicester. But you say Leicester. Well, both of those would be Leicester to me. Leicester, yeah. Because Leicester is Leicester. Leicester, yeah. So, what's the answer then? Which one of these is not something on a trampoline?
Okay, Barani is a move, and Baby Fliffus is apparently a move also because it does show some videos.
Can you actually tell us what they are?
Oh, that's...
If it's on a trampoline, you just bounce up and down, don't you? I can think of a somersault. You know this word somersault, but that's not it. You can jump on and do a somersault.
Well, Barani is a trampoline and tumbling stunt in which the performer does a front somersault with a half twist.
Front somersault with a half twist? And I wonder if they land on their feet. Oh, I know a move, but I don't know if it has a name. You jump with your feet up high, but you land on your bottom and then come back onto your feet.
Oh.
But perhaps that hasn't got a name.
Okay, it's probably Baby Fliffus. Baby Fliffus from landing 1 and 1/4 from front somersault to feet with only half twist. Different move to Barani ball out, though it involves the same amount of rotation and twist from the same take-off position.
Do you ever go on trampolines?
Yes, I did.
I have done it before. usually the kids have one in the garden. We haven't got one here now. They're quite good for keeping fit, aren't they?
Um, if they are not really, it depends. If they're really small and you're really big, it's not a very good mixture because you can just fly away.
I might get one. I used to have quite a small one, only about a metre across, just a circular one. And jumping up and down for a while every day keeps you fit. Do you do any physical training every day?
Do you guys do anything?
I don't do enough at the moment, unfortunately. Who does any training?
I do twice a week. I go to the gym and lift weights.
I used to for a while, but not now. I should maybe.
Maybe, I don't know. It depends on the food, maybe, because lately I've been cooking so many pizzas. I actually discovered that the cheese, mozzarella, for example, when you put it on a pizza, it turns into something really, really fattening because of the temperature you cook it under. And whereas cheese itself doesn't really affect you that badly, the cholesterol, when you cook it and when you transform the fats into kind of, I don't know, trans fats, it's not really good.
Well, that's interesting because that reminds me what you just said there about some of the diets for losing weight are high in protein. Like a lot of people on diets think that if you get up in the morning and you cook, for example, fried egg or something like that, it's going to be fattening. But
no, because actually fried eggs are not fattening it themselves because cholesterol in eggs, sorry, in egg, how do you say this? Yellow. Do you call it yolk is not fattening. This is good cholesterol, though you cannot just eat a lot of it in one day. But like cholesterol in the oil, which doesn't exist, but which appears when you put oil in a really under high temperature.
This is something I don't really know too much about. But you know, one thing I'd like to say about pizza, though, is that in my opinion, pizza is comparable to fish and chips, for example, because they're both often called fast food, but they both may not be fast food in the sense that they both have the potential of being really quite a good meal. So there are such a range of pizzas. You can have some pizzas which look like a chemical war dump, and some which are really quite healthy, I think, in my opinion. What do you think about that? Is there such a thing as healthy pizza?
Yes, I think, and it would mean not a pizza itself, but the quantity of pizza you eat over some period of time.
Oh yeah, that reminds me of that well-known saying. You know the one?
Yeah, how do you say this?
Maybe everything in moderation.
Yeah, everything in moderation.
Yeah, but people often say the food is not good in England, and I ask them about where they went to eat, and it turns out that they just grabbed some fast food, probably not English anyway, but in London or something, and I'm not surprised really. But sometimes, for example, fish and chips, if you take fish and chips, sometimes it can really be awful because you're frying potato to make chips, so it's a very, very basic kind of food, but it could vary so much. It could be oily, very badly done in bad oil, and swimming in grease, and not very healthy at all. But it could be a very good piece of fresh fish and some nice chips as well, and it can vary quite a lot. And the same with pizza. Where do you get pizza from? Do you ever make any?
I have an oven and I buy pre-cooked dough, which has, though, no olive oil, just sunflower oil. And then I make mozzarella. I make margarita. So basically, I get tomato paste, and then I dilute it with water, and then I put those. How do you say those? What is the region in France?
Basil?
No. The region in France where all those herbs grow. Provence herbs,
Provence.
and yeah, and salt, and then I just
So you make all your own toppings?
yeah, but it's mostly just margarita.
Hmm.
I don't do anything. I don't do anything else because it's hard to cook. It doesn't really cook well. My oven is kind of broken. So the simplest one, margarita, goes really good. Anything else, not that much.
Is Bruno in the room here? Let me see. He's typing from outside, maybe. Yeah. No, I was just going to speak to Bruno because he's worried about all of our good English here. So, but he's not here at the moment, so I can't say hi to him. Bruno, what? I think you can't come in at the moment. I'm not sure if we're full, but
we must. It's not. We are not full.
Bruno, you can come in and say hello.
Yes, he can.
Bruno?
He can come in.
Don't be shy.
No, well, I wouldn't worry about your level of English because we often have a case where people are at different levels. That's just the way it works. And so we'll try to just say hello and explain a few things if you can. Okay, well, maybe later. Yeah, for me, pizza is one of those foods which could be quite a good meal or could be fast food, depending on the bread, I suppose. On the bread base, largely.
And the cheese.
Cheese, maybe.
Mm.
I went to there's a very good Italian restaurant not far from here in Whitstable, and I go there and they don't ever do pizza. They just won't touch pizza because they want to do all of the other kind of Italian food.
Yes, because mainly what we know by the name Italian food and Italian cuisine is just Napoli origin cuisine. Pizza, lasagna, and stuff. They have all different stuff in other regions.
Yeah, I can't remember what I had, but I had a vegetarian meal, and it was based on one big mushroom, and
Wow.
it was stuffed, and it was pretty good. I remember. I think I'll have to go back there. I like Whitstable actually. It's one of the best places to go for food in our region, in Kent. It's got lots of oysters that are very good as well, and mussels. Lots of good shellfish restaurants. That are nice.
Sounds yummy.
You like shellfish?
I don't know. Does anybody apart beside me don't like shellfish?
Well, I'll tell you one thing.
I love.
Oysters are not as tasty as mussels, and mussels are much cheaper. But for me, I prefer them to oysters. Oysters are very expensive and considered to be an aphrodisiac and everything. But for me, I find mussels are more interesting.
Like mussels.
I don't like.
Yeah, I love mussels. They're tastier, stronger tasting.
I never heard of it.
Well, in French, it'll be something like moule.
Ah,
You know, they're little shellfish. They're kind of long, dark shells. How many shellfish do you know the name of?
oh, let's
Oyster.
count. Let's count. Each gives a word. Okay, I know calamari is. No, it's not shellfish. Sorry.
Shellfish.
Yeah.
Shrimp.
Shrimp is not really a shellfish. But they sell them with shellfish. Well, actually, shrimps are they've got a kind of soft shell, but they're sold in places that sell shellfish. So, but they're not really shellfish.
They kind of officially they are.
There's cockles, there's whelks, there's
Cockles and mussels.
mussels. Mussels are my favourite. Actually, the best mussels come from Scotland.
Oh,
A lot of the mussels that are sold in Paris come from Scotland because our mussels are not as good as theirs because we have a bit too much pollution around. So the sea mussels, you have to be careful where you get them. But the Scottish mussels come from saltwater kind of inlets and very clear, clean water, and they farm them well, so they have nice, tasty, fat mussels, and they're nice.
so according to the dictionary, you have lobster, mussel, clam, oyster, also crab, prawn, and woodlouse.
Yeah, and yeah, I like shellfish.
Nice. I tried an oyster, and I didn't really react that well.
I think they taste a little bit slimy. You know that like a little thing is slipping down.
Chewy.
Yes, a bit rubbery and like
Chewy.
yeah, chewy. They are. Yeah, they are. But that's why I prefer personally mussels because they, when you sink your teeth into a mussel, it goes into the flesh and it's tasty. And I like mussels.
And
But
what about those? What about those big shellfish which are grown in the Asiatic region with a long trench? How do you say this?
Octopus?
Trench of an elephant, like this.
Octopus?
No.
not octopus or squid. Not a crayfish. Is it a crayfish? Does it look like it's some kind of crab?
It looks like a mussel with a long how do you call this? Trench or trench?
Trunk.
Trunk. I think a trunk of an elephant.
Well, I don't know what that is at all. Can you share your screen and put a picture up or something?
Yes, I'll try to find one.
You know, in the Hangouts, I want to figure out how to actually share information like text with one person because some games and some activities need that. But can everybody just share their screen and put something on the screen? You know, I can see your faces sometimes, or your profile picture, but can you actually just go to the internet and show a picture on the screen? I'm going to see if I can find one now. Maybe I use a different browser. Usually I open two browsers, one for the Hangout and one to screen share. But I don't know how everybody else does it. So let's see. There are some shellfish we don't eat.
How do you share a screen? Okay, share screen. And I don't know, full screen. Okay, full screen. And this is the cloud that is called geoduck.
That's funny. I see myself on your screen. You know.
Yes.
Oh,
So do I.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, I see something. Looks like what is it?
It's geoduck. It's called geoduck, and the main part that is eaten is inside the clams. It's not the part that stretches out.
It looks a little bit rude actually, but I don't know what it is.
Yeah, and well, it does look very kind of cocky-like, but in fact, it's a delicacy in Japanese, let's say, for example, restaurants, and it's very yummy.
Wow.
And they,
Well,
of course,
it's a new one of me.
do not serve it in this shape, but they just slice it very gently in very thin slices, and thus you don't really have this impression of what the fuck is it.
Wow. It's a new one on me. I don't know if we have that around here. Maybe we have to import them. Anyway, can I ask you what the answer was to that question?
But I think, I don't know personally if you agree with me, but I found something on the rest on two things that were, wow, what's that? All right. So Walter is an upset uphill overthrow. Maybe it does something to do with stunts, whereas Rudolph, I didn't find anything. Rudolph is just a prince, so maybe it's Rudolph.
Well, according to this, what did you get for Walter?
Walter, not much. YouTube videos on the first glance don't show anything.
It says
but
Walter is the one, so that means that Rudolph must be something, but that's such a hard question. I would never have any idea about trampoline words. What do
I
they
have
call
no idea.
in vocabulary? What word is used to describe this situation where there are certain words or there's certain vocabulary related to a very specific area?
terms, right?
Terms, yeah, but I was thinking of another word, which is used when people do something in a little group, maybe a bit cliquey, maybe they do it, and they use some kind of buzzwords or something else, another word, beginning with J. My word is
J. Jargon, slang.
Jargon. Yeah, I think this is kind of. These words are very specifically related to trampolining, and I don't think many people would have any idea about them. When I heard the first word, biryani, I thought of biryani. Biryani. Do you know this word?
It's rice.
It's a kind of
rice dish. Dish.
With lots of other bits and pieces inside it, isn't it? Rice and chunks
Rice,
of this and that.
basically.
Yeah. Vegetable biryani and different. It's one of the dishes.
Chicken biryani.
Yeah, but the only thing that I can say that I've common about all of the biryanis is that the whole dish is kind of the same. I mean, there's no separate portions. It's all in one. Rice with chicken or rice with bits and pieces of onions, all sorts. So
how much did we lose?
we got up to 250,000.
Oh.
So now let's see if in 15 minutes we can go and exceed that. So we'll go through again, starting with very easy peasy questions. So, which of these biblical figures was known for his wisdom? I think you know the answer without me reading the options.
Solomon.
Solomon, yes.
Yeah.
And 200, we've got, what is the name? No, we've done that one. To the back. Which planet in our solar system is referred to as the red planet? Mars. Yeah, so easy to start, but not so easy later. 300. Which retail chain? This is a kind of British culture question, I think. So it's ask a friend for you. Which retail chain was founded by Anita Roddick? I'm not going to spell anything because I know you're going to Google it and find out the answer. So see if you can listen and do that. So which retail chain was founded by Anita Roddick?
The Body Shop.
The Body Shop. Yeah, I love that. But actually, I've got some stuff right here from the Body Shop. Let me show you. Can you see?
Oh, yes.
This stuff. I've been using it. It's one of their lines which has been going for 25 years or so, ever since it started. I think it is peppermint cooling foot lotion. I rub it on my feet because I get calluses and all kinds of stuff walking around in hard shoes all day long, and I get my feet in good condition with it. So I don't always go to the Body Shop because it's a bit girly, but that stuff.
It is.
Next one is £500 question. Which front door item is associated with David Frost and Lloyd Grossman in the title of a TV show? Sorry to give you cultural questions because you probably don't know. This is going to be too difficult. I think I might change this one, but let's.
All right.
Which front door item is associated with David Frost and Lloyd Grossman?
Lloyd what?
His name's Grossman, not Gross. G-R-O-S-S. He's actually from Canada, I think. But they had a TV show which was looking into people's lives, celebrities or people, and it was looking into their lives. That's the key. So you can probably guess the answer if I give you the option. Is it letterbox, door knocker, doorbell, or keyhole?
Letterbox.
Think about which one of those is used to speak about poking your nose into people's business and private business.
Keyhole.
Looking through the keyhole is the answer. So I'll try and go into a £1,000 question. Which of these is a line on the London Underground?
Oh.
Is it Mary? Is it Elizabeth? Is it Victoria? Is it Jane?
Victoria.
Yes, it's always going to be Victoria. Everything's Victoria, isn't it?
Yes.
Victoria Falls, Victoria this, that, and the other. All around the world is Victoria.
Victoria Station.
Got more. She has more things named after her than anybody else, I'm sure. Everything.
Cool.
But Victoria is everywhere, isn't it? Even the names of even cities and countries and everything. So Victoria is everywhere, and it's Victoria, Queen Victoria. What was her husband's name?
Oh,
I think he died, and then she was quite sad for a long time.
Albert?
Albert, yeah, and there's
Albert.
in Kensington. There's the Albert Victoria and Albert Museum. Yeah, Albert. So
And he has
that was
a
way
statue
before
in
my
Hyde
time.
Park.
Yeah, that's right. It's got it's
Has a statue.
yeah. So £2,000. I want you to tell me which of these London streets became famous as a fashion centre in the 1960s. Who knows of the name of this street? I went there recently, and it's just nothing now. It's just really cheap, you know, kind of Which one?
Is it Soho?
Oxford Street?
It's near Soho, but Soho is a whole area, and I need a street name. Is it?
Yeah, it must be Oxford Street, by the way.
Oxford Street?
It's not Oxford Street. No, that's not one of the options. The options are Carnaby Street, Fenchurch Street, Liverpool Street, or Fleet Street.
Liverpool.
Liverpool Street is a famous railway station, and so is Fenchurch Street. Fleet Street is famous for the press. And Carnaby Street is the one. Carnaby Street. Carnaby Street was very... In the 60s, there was a big centre in London of all of culture, like music culture and everything, and it was really something there. But now, if you go there, it's I would say it's very seedy. Apologies to anybody who has a shop in that place, but it really has changed. It's a completely different era now, and it's not the same. But in the 60s, it was the height of fashion, very expensive shops, but now probably other places are.
Is it because of the youngsters there was a situation with the youngsters not having a culture, their own culture, and there were kind of fashion and fashionable cafes appeared everywhere?
Yeah, it was in the age of the miniskirt and the Beatles and that kind of thing. At that time, that street was really brimming with activity and people buying interesting things, and fashion designers were down there. But now, if you go down there, it looks like a bit decrepit. I mean, it doesn't look so good for me. It looks like it's just they live on their name, but there's nothing like it was. So, £4,000 question. Another one about Victoria. So, Lake Victoria is the largest lake on which continent?
South America? Africa.
Is it Africa? Yes, it is. It's Africa. So, you see, Victoria, I'm pretty sure that there's nobody else in the world who has had so many things named after her as Queen Victoria. Next question is £8,000. Which group had a hit with, well, this is really obscure for you, I'm sure. I remember it's Walk Like an Egyptian. Which group had a hit with Walk Like an Egyptian? I think that's not fair to give you that one, so as you're Googling that one, I'll turn that one away. Find one which is about just, not just British culture. Okay.
British group? It's a British group?
Yeah, it was a girl singing group. But,
The Bangles.
Yes.
yeah, but I wouldn't expect you to know that now. So let's ask you another one instead. So Burke and Hare. Well, even this is our own history, because this version of the game is a British one, so English speaking at least anyway. So in the 19th century, what were Burke and Hare famous for? Were they murderers, explorers, railway engineers, or poets?
Is it the Anatomy
No.
Act?
Sorry, say again?
Is it the Anatomy Act?
The Anatomy Act? Sorry?
Yes.
So, something to do with anatomy, yeah, that's right. But so actually, there's more to it. You're right. So, can you tell us a bit about Birken here?
Series of murders. They committed series of murders.
And why?
That's a good question.
It's quite sinister, really. To do with research, I think.
As they use the corpses, the victims' corpses as dissection material for well-attended anatomy lectures.
Yeah, they were. I don't know how it started. I think they started being paid for providing legitimate bodies from hospital that were donated by the, like you can have your kidney donor card or something. Well, it started quite like that, but then they realised that it was very profitable, and I think they started murdering people, which is nasty, isn't it? I wouldn't like that to happen to me, but no. Let's move away from that then. Now, which country is infamous for the Bay of Pigs?
Bay of Pigs.
The Bay of Pigs, yes.
Cuba. Cuba.
Cuba, can you tell me something about that, Bruno?
I don't know. My English so poor too.
Well, it sounds all right to me. Tell me something, anything you can about the Bay of Pigs. You said it. You know it's in Cuba. What is it?
I know there is something about the Americans trying to invade Cuba in the 60s or in the 50s. I don't know the correct date.
Well, I honestly don't know everything about this. All I know about Cuba is something about this trade embargo, and I know about the music. I like the music, actually, from Cuba.
Yeah.
I can read out. It's quite shortened.
Okay, let's have the short version then.
American-founded paramilitary group captured and imprisoned by Fidel Castro during the famous Bay of Pigs. So the Bay of Pigs is... Oh shit! Sorry, I didn't went through. So I think Bay of Pigs is an military operation held by Cubans.
Yeah, I have to read about that because the answer is Cuba anyway. That's for sure. So there's more to read about that.
Invasion? No, sorry. Bay of Pig invasion is Okay, the Bay of Pig invasion, known as Hispanic America, la Batalla de Girón, was an unsuccessful military invasion of Cuba undertaken by the paramilitary group Brigade 2506 in '61.
Maybe Americans would know more about this because I think it was covered here, but I think now we've more or less forgotten a lot about that, but I have. So I'll have to read up about that one.
It's connected with the Democratic Revolutionary Front and overthrowing the revolutionary leftist government.
Right. I'll have a look at that later, the Bay of Pigs. So I've seen a picture of Fidel Castro playing chess with Bobby Fischer. That was interesting. He had a guitar, not a guitar, a cigar in his mouth. So, but I like the music. What's that album? Ray Kuda made a very nice music album in Cuba with some very old musicians. He found some people there. Their average age must have been something in the 70s, and they were playing this kind of Latin, jazzy, bluesy music. Very nice. And there's an album, the Buena Vista Social Club. Has anyone heard of it?
Buena Vista
Social Club. You know it, Bruno?
Yes.
Yeah.
No. But I don't like it.
Maybe it's too slow for you, but I like it, but it gets a bit slow after a while. But if you listen to one now and again, it's fine. But I like it anyway.
I'm Brazilian. This is not good for me. I don't like it.
You like something like salsa or something?
No. No, in Brazil we like different
Samba.
things. No, samba no. It depends on the region of the country. It depends on the region. I'm
Well,
from São Paulo.
I'm not stuck to one particular region. I'll listen to anything I like from all over, and I like a lot of different Latin sounds if it's played in a jazzy way. But do you play any instruments, Bruno?
No, I can't play any.
Have you ever thought about learning guitar or something?
One time in the past, I tried to learn to play piano.
You know, there was a Brazilian who made lots of great tunes that were played by other people. He played the tunes too, and he was famous for composing the tunes. But his tunes have become well known around the whole world. And if I go to a jazz concert somewhere in England, probably I'll hear one or two of his tunes, like Desafinado and Girl from Ipanema. And do you know this man?
I think it's Tom Jobim.
Yeah. He's very well known. He started because in the '60s. I think the '60s was a good decade, although I was not really that old. But I think compared to today, in the '60s, people could accept any good music, you know. But now I think people are split into little cliques and trendy. I like this music. I don't like this music, and also the music business is too controlled. But in those times, it was possible to become famous by being good. Do you think it's possible, Bruno, to become famous just by being good?
Today I think it's hard because the internet. But I don't know. There are many bad songs, bad musicians today.
I think that, but I wonder if I'm alone. I mean, there are some good music I like today. Seems to be a bit retro, a little bit, but I'm always looking for, and it's quite hard to find something new today, which is really good, that I like. It's quite hard.
I like many British rock bands like Queen, Led Zeppelin, and
me too.
Others.
Pink Floyd.
Pink Floyd.
For rock music, I prefer Britain to America, although some American bands.
Yes, I prefer British.
I still love Talking Heads, for example. There are some exceptions, but I find a lot of American rock a bit too boring, to be honest. Bruce Springsteen is I say trundle music, and it just bundles along. But Queen is not that. It's like really perform. So but when it's with black music, I go the other way. I prefer the American black music to British. So I like Miles Davis, like all of the jazz. Miles Davis, and I like Bob Marley. So for rock music, I will stay in my country. But for black music, I'll go abroad to America.
Bob Marley.
Bob Marley, do you know Bob Marley? Da-dum, dum, da-dum, dum, da-dum.
There's an echo.
Yeah.
There's an echo.
You know, no woman, no cry.
I know.
Yes.
Very well known here.
Yeah, I like the early 70s albums before they got a bit too technical. And the same with Stevie Wonder in the States. His 70s albums were really good music, but then everybody went a bit technical in the end of the 70s and mixing lots of stuff, mixing lots of tracks, and then I didn't like it as much. But
this is the era of, I don't know, high technologies. So now ambient is in favor, which is really a really good style genre, and jazzy things, they're not 100% jazz, they're just jazzy.
Yeah, things are mixed up a lot more these days, that's right. But I have to go now, so I'm going to start some reading. So thanks for coming, and catch you later.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.